Breaking news that's just been handed to us courtesy of the Treasurer's office, folks. Today, this is according to Jim Chalmers. He's announcing that ANZ, this is a major business story here in Australia, ANZ will acquire full ownership of Suncorp Bank from Suncorp Group. So that can proceed subject to enforceable conditions. So that is a big merger that will take place today involving ANZ and Suncorp. Jim Chalmers is up now. Let's just take this.
Sector. I also took into consideration the unique features of this proposal, including the fact that Suncorp is one of the few remaining combined bank and insurance companies in Australia. This decision that I'm taking today doesn't prejudice or preempt or predetermine any other proposals that I might be receiving into the future. So following this lengthy and robust process, I have decided to approve this proposal subject to strict and enforceable conditions from ANZ. Now, the conditions that I am proposing and imposing on the transaction are all about ensuring access to vital banking services, particularly in the regions, and also making sure that employees aren't left behind in this transaction. So today we are announcing that the ANZ acquisition of Suncorp Bank can go ahead, but subject to strict and legally enforceable conditions. So that's the first thing that I wanted to cover today, but there are a number of other issues out as well. Today we'll be releasing an update on this year's budget position. This update will show that we are on track to deliver the first back-to-back surpluses in almost 2 decades. This is an important feature of our efforts to fight inflation in our economy. Governor Bullock has made it very clear that the 2 surpluses that we are delivering are an important part of the fight against inflation. What we've done since we've come to office is we've turned 2 very big Liberal deficits into 2 Labor surpluses, and that's really important in the fight against inflation. And you'll see in the figures today that we are on track to deliver that second surplus that we forecast in the budget earlier this year. It's important to remember that there's still another month of figures to come in. The number that you will see today won't be the final landing position. There's still a lot of uncertainty in revenue and spending in the last month of the year, but it's very clear that we are on track.
Yeah, OK. That is the Federal Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, announcing a pretty major business story today. Let's go to Canberra because Cam Redden is standing by for us. Yeah, so if you've just joined us, folks, that is the green light for ANZ to scoop up Suncorp. Cameron Redden, pretty significant business move.
This is a major one, Pete. It's been more than 2 years in the making now since ANZ first declared its interest in acquiring Suncorp. It will take ANZ to becoming the 3rd largest bank now in Australia, overtaking the NAB. It's been a concern of the government broadly for some time about competition in a number of sectors. We've seen the efforts they've taken to improve competition in the grocery sector, for example. But the Treasurer says there will be a number of strict conditions on this to protect consumers. But broadly, he says it's a national interest decision and has decided to give this one the green light. So just to recap that breaking news, after nearly 2 years of negotiations, ANZ will now get the green light to acquire Suncorp Bank. It'll become the 3rd largest in Australia.
Okay.